Hi, I'm Kevin Good, director of the indie feature Dinner with the Alchemist. I have a philosophy when it comes to indie filmmaking, and that is that we need to stop trying to be Hollywood. They spend more money on their opening shot than we do on our entire movie, so we have to approach things differently. The normal progression for a real movie might be first a script, to a storyboard, to a shoot, in which case they'll build a big expensive set with lots of extras that matches as much of their storyboard as possible. And then it'll go to a visual effects house and get a matte painting made to match the storyboard and foreground, and finally we'll have a finished shot. They come up with an idea and then they use their vast resources to execute that and create exactly the result that they wanted. We simply cannot afford to take that approach. We don't have the resources, but it doesn't stop us from dreaming up stories. And as an indie director, sometimes we'll come across something like this. Exterior Mississippi dock, morning. Dock workers are waiting in line as the sun rises over the Mississippi River in the French Quarter. Among them are John and Wayne Carter, mid-20s, approaching the front of the line. Blah, 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 they talk a bit and walk off. This strikes fear into my heart as a director of an indie movie with no budget. How in the f*** am I supposed to pull that off? You're not supposed to write things in indie movies that are that hard to do. There's no fucking way. So how do we do it? What we do is we flip it. We don't have the resources to execute whatever, so we rethink our workflow. We need to take whatever resources we do have and then rethink our ideas to get a result that isn't exactly what we had in mind, but gets the job done. In this case, the resource that I found was the Library of Congress Photo Archive. We scoured hundreds of photographs from early 1900s taken in New Orleans. They were beautiful glimpses into the world we were trying to recreate. The photographer created them on 8x10 glass plates. That's over 150 times larger than the modern 35mm motion picture sensor we used to capture the movie. Finally, we found a handful of images that could work as matte paintings for our scene. If we placed the actors and got the camera angle just right, we could put our actors in an actual photo from the actual time and place the movie is set. So here's that final scene from our movie, Dinner with the Alchemist. Our original idea didn't quite hold. I can't see the French Quarter or the river itself, but it's certainly the dock and it gets the point across. With just a few people in front of a green screen and Photoshop to clean up and colorize the old picture, we managed to make some historic worlds come to life for pennies on the dollar. For comparison, here's a dock's shot from 12 Years a Slave. And here's a dock's shot from Dinner with the Alchemist. Considering that they almost certainly spent more on that one shot than we did on our whole movie, I think that we're doing okay. Looking through some more photos from the Library of Congress, I noticed that a series of them was actually taken from the same vantage point. I could stitch a panorama from photos taken 110 years ago. How crazy is that? With some color and moving elements composited in, it becomes a real shot in the movie. Again, we didn't start with like a scripted line in the movie that said we need specifically this shot. On the other hand, we're kind of always on the lookout for stuff that we think we might be able to plug in to fit a need in the movie. And we found these amazing pictures taken 110 years ago by somebody who's been dead for decades. I mean, I would just love to be able to bring him back to life and show him color photography and motion picture photography and compositing and all this amazing cool stuff and have him come to our screening and see how he contributed to our movie today. If only I knew somebody who could resurrect people. Ooh, spoiler alert. I also use the same idea for other things. We're always limited on casting, locations, lighting, gear, crew, etc. Sometimes a cool lighting idea can come from thinking about not what you imagined in the script, but what you actually have on the day. Or a location that's tough to find, so you make it work with something different, but better. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this stuff. We are premiering the movie in 1 week. It would be awesome to see as many of you as possible in LA, and if you can't make it, please share on social media and give a call to your friends in LA to come out to the screening. It would be wonderful to have a full house. Thanks.